Hello everyone, let's look at variables in Julia. Here we define a variable var1 which is a integer. Let's look at the type of it and you would have integer 64-bit. Let's use a function called as supertypes to find out what were the supertypes of integer 64. We use a function subtypes to determine what are the subtypes of signed. Let's define another variable with an integer 16 bits. Also we can have a 32-bit. We will print the types of those variables with the help of println function. Now let's look at a function bit string which will give you a string representation of the bits. Now let's define a floating point decimal number. So the type is float 64. Let's find the supertypes of float 64. And the subtypes of abstract float. So I'm trying to define a float 16-bit. Currently my machine and the operating system is 64-bit. So by default it will be a 64-bit variable, but if I want to define a 16-bit I will have to use the function. Let's print and see the type of those float variables. We will also check the bit strings so that the representation is what we expect. Now I am trying to define a Boolean variable. So we can use true or false to define it. You see, I am also making mistakes. I am coming from Python. So here you are. You have a bool. Let's look at the super types of bool variables. So it comes from integer. So let's try to check what are the subtypes of integer. So they are bool, signed and unsigned. Okay, so thanks everyone for watching. Do subscribe and share